This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
.6:15, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe and read by Niranjan Abesundara. The President inspects the vaccination program. A TNA parliamentarian says the government's vaccination program is successful. All salaries will be reviewed at the forthcoming budget. Discussions between the teacher unions and the Education Minister unsuccessful. The previous government spends 1,630 billion rupees to import textiles. Online registration reduced for the 2021 voters list. In world news, Afghanistan says Taliban gains threaten global security. Sports news, Team USA beats Spain in the 4th Olympics in a row. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa inspected the vaccination centre at Viharamadevi Park in Colombo. The centre is operated by the army and is open 24 hours. A large number of people arrived yesterday at the centre to get the vaccine. The President exchanged views with them. Meanwhile, Minister K. Rambukwala said that a part of the vaccines brought to the country has been allocated for the education sector. He mentioned this during the Cabinet press briefing today. He said, a special program has been prepared to vaccinate students who are between the ages of 18 and 30 years and expecting to enroll at foreign universities. Mr. Rambukwala said they will be given the vaccination specified by the relevant country. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa also made inspection tour the Akregoda Army Headquarters this morning. The President was received at the Army Headquarters by the Chief of Defence Staff, Army Commander General Chandra Silva. The President was accorded Guard of Honour at the Army Headquarters, where General Shanta Manage explained the future plans of the aircraft squadron. The Army Commander presented a book containing details and a memento to the President to mark the visit. The President uploaded the e-book of the aircraft squadron and opened the operations room of the Army Headquarters. The President also inspected several places at the Army Headquarters, including the museum. Minister Rohit Abe-Gunawardena said that government will overcome economic challenges, although it has to face the pandemic within a short period of coming into power. 25% of the government income has been spent to face the pandemic. However, he said in Parliament today the economic problems would be solved. MP Kabir Hashim said although central bank decides the path of the country's economy, there are no such signs today. He said the government has not been able to provide benefits of reducing taxes for the people. TNA Batticaloa District MP Chanakya Rasamanikam said he's happy to note the government is successfully conducting the vaccination program. He mentioned this while taking part in the debate on the central bank report on Parliament today. Chairman of Teachers Union Joseph Stalin said that discussions with the Education Minister this morning were unsuccessful. He said although government says it will provide solutions by the next budget, the government does not reveal them. It further said although the government says another proposal will be submitted to the cabinet for the third time, they would continue with their strikes and protests. Meanwhile, chairperson of the Lanka Puduvalli Perimana Education Services Union, Wasanta Hadapangoda, said the Subodhini Committee report cannot be implemented amid the pandemic. She said the Education Minister assured the government will provide a fair solution by the forthcoming budget. Therefore, she expressed confidence the teachers and principals will assume duties by understanding the present situation. State Minister Aditya Cabral said that 1,630 billion rupees had been spent to import textiles to Sri Lanka during the time of the previous Good Governance government. He was replying to a question from MP Mohammad Muzamil in Parliament today. State Minister Cabral said the government will support the textile industry to the fullest. Election Secretariat has introduced a program to apply online to register the 2021 voters list. Relevant information for online registration can be obtained by logging onto the Election Commission's website www.election.gov.lk. MP Amarkisi Athakorala says that there are positive factors in the Kothalabal Defence University draft bill. He said there should be universities in the country where students can gain their degrees on time. MP Athakorala said he requested opportunistic politicians not to destroy education of the children. He said the persons who misuse funds of the government during the time of the previous good governance government are trying to instigate farmers. He said the farmers have been given fertilizer subsidy and also fertilizer to cultivate additional crops. Meanwhile, Professor of Environmental Services at Science at Sabaragamu's University, Priyanta Yapa, said that farmers are keen on using organic fertilizer. He further said farmers request new technology to produce organic fertilizer. He added that confidence is building on the using organic fertilizer, although it was rejected earlier due to a lack of knowledge. Cabinet spokesman Mr. Ramesh Patrana said that the aim of the Education Secretary is to recall teachers for services to normalize education of students. During the Cabinet press briefing today, he said that the government has no intention of considering them to have vacated their posts. He said the President and the Finance Minister have assured to provide solutions to their demands and problems when financial allocations are made and the country is economically stronger. Meanwhile, Minister Ali Sabri said in Parliament today that all salary increments will be reviewed at the forthcoming budget. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
State Minister Shehan Semasinga says that a debt regulatory authority draft bill will be tabled in Parliament soon. He said that a new hotline was introduced to inform authorities about the malpractices when conducting microfinance transactions. The State Minister mentioned on this while intending to reduce the hotline number at Samud State Ministry Auditorium. Hotline number is 071-832-0000 has been introduced with the aim of providing microloans methodologically. Mr. Pavitra Vaniyarachi says that all health staff have been vaccinated. She said all of them are needed to treat patients. During a program in Ratnapura, she said priority was given to the health protection and immunity of the health staff under the COVID prevention program. That ends local news for now.
The largest bonus declared in the history of the Sri Lankan insurance industry. Sri Lanka Insurance Grand Bonus, an unmatchable bonus of 8.6 billion rupees only for Sri Lanka Insurance life policy holders from the nation's largest insurer. Call 0112-357-357 for more details. Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
174,985 second doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine was administered yesterday. This brings the total count of AstraZeneca's second dose administered within the last 2 days to 24,251. The first dose of the AstraZeneca jabs were administered in the Kagala district yesterday. The State Minister of the Challenger Sumana said that 22,981 first dose of the UK manufactured vaccine was rolled out in the district within the day. Donation of 78,460 AstraZeneca jabs from Japan. Sri Lanka commenced administering second dose for those who had received the first dose at the start of the country's inoculation drive. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
On to Watchlight. The Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs has requested all stakeholders to make observations and give recommendations on the Tripitaka Conservation Draft Bill. The relevant observations and recommendations can be sent to the email admin@mbs.gov.lk before the 5th of next month. The draft bill has been published on www.mbs.gov.lk website. That came to you in Watchlight. And on to world news. Afghanistan says Taliban gains threaten global security. Finance firms plan to close coal plants in Asia. Boeing set to return of Starliner space capsule test. An Afghan general has warned of devastating consequences for global security if the Taliban win in their fight against government forces. General Sami Sadat is leading the battle against the Taliban in the southern province of Helmand, where intense fighting has broken out in its capital Lakshgar. The Taliban have seized districts in the city centre, but General Sadat said he was confident the group would not take the city. So the world's biggest financial institutions are working on plan to speed the closure of coal-fired power plants in Asia. Initiative was piloted by the UK insurer Prudential, has been driven by the Asian Development Bank. It includes major banks HSBC and Citi. The ADB hopes the plan will be ready for COP26 climate conference, which is being held in Scotland in November. The plan aims to tackle the biggest human-made source of carbon emissions. American Boeing company is about to run another demonstration mission of its new astronaut capsule. The CST-100 Starliner is set to launch from Florida to showcase how it can ferry crews to and from the International Space Station. It will be the second test flight and conducted with no people aboard. A similar demonstration run 2019 encountered software problems that very nearly resulted in the loss of the capsule. Back to the headlines of the world news. Afghanistan says Taliban gains threaten global security. Finance firms plan to close coal plants in Asia. Boeing set to for return of Starliner space capsule test. That was world news.
Development News is brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB500, number one in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
Win lakhs and lakhs with CIB Janajaya. 40% discount for your bills till 15th of August. 6 hand tractors at the Grand Row. CIB Janajaya.
The Renewable Energy Source Development Program, launched in keeping with President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's national policy framework, vistas of prosperity and splendor is being accelerated. State Minister Duminda Saraka said it was the objective of building 70% of power to the national grid by the way of solar power, wind, biomass and hydro power or electricity generation by 2023.
Development News was brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB500, number one in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
Win lakhs and lakhs with CIB Janajaya. 40% discount for your bills till 15th of August. 6 hand tractors at the Grand Row. CIB Janajaya.
On to sports news. Team USA beat Spain in the 4th Olympics in a row as they reached the semi-finals in Tokyo with a 95-81 win. Spain led by 11 points in the second quarter thanks to some fierce defense and scoring of Ricky Rubio. But the defending champions came roaring back to level at 43 all by the break and took control in third quarter. Britain won 2 gold medals and a silver as Giles Scott successfully defended his Finn title on a thrilling day in sailing at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Darlene Fletcher and Stuart Bethel won the men's 49er before Scott's triumph, while John Gibson and Anna Burnett secured silver in the mixed NACRA 17 class. Requiring a top 5 finish in the medal race, the late charge from Scott saw him snatch forth to clinch his second gold. England men's planned tour to Bangladesh, which was due to take place in September and October 2021, will now take place in March 2023. Both cricket boards have mutually decided to reschedule the tour, which includes 3 one internationals and 3 T20 internationals. The decision was made due to the impact of the COVID and a packed cricket calendar. That was sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
CIB has introduced Janajaya Vasana program for 3 months from its island-wide branches from today. Janajaya Vasana program will include multi-lottery draws, purchases over 3,000 rupees, and discounts of up to 40%. 10,000 data reader scholarships have also been included in the program this time. That was Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Participants in the webinar entitled Accelerate Digital Economy for Inclusive Integration in the Asia Pacific, Connecting Digital Industries in Pandemic recently called for leveraging digital opportunities to build an inclusive ecosystem and promote regional integration. A digital economy is increasingly perceived as a way to overcome disruptions caused by COVID-19. Representatives and leaders from governmental, industrial and economic sectors across Asia Pacific joined the virtual conversation organized by Huawei to explore the multiple facets of digital economy. That is economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says showers will occur in the Sabragamua and Western provinces and in the Gaul, Mathura, Nuwara and Kandy districts. A few showers will occur in the Northwestern province. Showers and showers may occur at a few places in the Uva province and the Ampane and Medical districts during the evening or night. Fairly strong winds up to 50 kilometers an hour can be expected in the western slopes of Central Hills, North Central and Northwestern provinces and Hambantota and Trincomalee districts. That was the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
Back to the headlines of the news. The President inspects the vaccination program. A TNA parliamentarian said the government's vaccination program is successful. All salaries will be reviewed at the forthcoming budget. Discussion between the teacher unions and Education Minister unsuccessful. The previous government spends 1,630 billion rupees to import textiles. Online registration reduced for the 2021 voters list. In world news, Afghanistan says Taliban threaten global security. Sports news, Team USA beats Spain in the 4th Olympics in a row. That in the news.